What is your legacy?
And all of my friends, and all of my friends.
It's finna get a lot more dangerous.
Right now, I'm reading a book by Ilyasah Shabazz, Step X, and I'm not finished it, but I'm about 75% through with it. And as I'm reading the book, it just made me think, like, what is my legacy gonna be when I pass away? What am I leaving in this world so that people would write books about me? And when Ilyasah, when his daughter, he has 6 daughters. Malcolm X has 6 daughters, but when his daughter passed, when he passed away, Ilyasah, the one who wrote the book, she was only about, I think she was only like 4 years old or like 2 years old or something. No, she was 2 years old. She doesn't even really remember her dad, but his presence and his presence and like his greatness is so remembered. She said that growing up, she didn't even feel a void that her father was gone for real. She said she didn't really realize that, her mother was so strong. Mrs. Betty Shabazz was so strong that, they didn't even really feel. Well, I'm pretty sure the wife did, but the kids didn't even really feel the void of Malcolm being gone, in a negative way for a long time, because, which I didn't finish reading the book. Maybe, she does, but that's how much great of an impact that I want to have on my family, my future family, so that when I pass away, that, I was held to such a high standard. And obviously the void was, obviously she was young, she was too young, she doesn't really remember, um she doesn't really remember her dad, so there was really no void to, you get what I'm saying? Like, how can you fill a void of something that you don't really remember having? But, you know, I do get what she was saying. I get that she was saying that, like, her dad was such a great influence that it's like he was almost always there. And it's so crazy because, like, her mom was, like, really the GOAT for real. Like, Miss Betty Shabazz, she doesn't get enough credit. She's, like, a legend. But that's besides the point. The point is that that book made me think, who's gonna write a book about me when I'm gone? If I was to die right now, no one will write a book about me, and that's like 98% of people watching this video. No one cares that you even exist, really, other than like your family, you know. And it's not all about caring what people think, but it's about doing the right thing. If you're doing the right things in life, people automatically care. If you're doing the right things in life, you automatically become important. So you have to, and when I make these videos, it's like I make them for me also, because I need to hear this stuff too. It's like, chat, we have to start being intentional with everything that we're doing. We have to. And we have to think about death constantly. You have to think, death, this life is temporary. Like, how many people that y'all know that's died? And how many people that y'all know that's died since y'all have been alive? Not even people that you know, but just people in general. Like, people you went to school with, famous people that you like listening to their music. How many people like has died? Like, I can think of so many people that's died since I've been, not even since I've been a little kid, but since I've been 16. Not even 10 years ago. I'm 22 now. I'm about to be 23 soon. But I can think of people that's died. Like, a lot of people. It's like people die every second, every literal, like, now someone died, now someone died, now someone died. It's like, we have to remember that death is chasing us. That death is chasing us, and we have to realize that our time is limited. I could make this video, edit it, and die as soon as I upload it. You know? And that's just the reality of the situation. What is your legacy gonna be? Are you gonna be known as a nobody, a guy who worked at McDonald's his whole life, who was the greatest chef at McDonald's flipping burgers? Are you gonna be known as someone who took a stand, someone who made beautiful art, someone who people looked up to, someone who there's this one girl. See, and you don't even have to necessarily become important. Just be a good person. Like, I remember this one girl. She worked at Popeyes. The Popeyes was my first job, by the way. Bro, she was such a nice person. Like, she was one of those people who, like, when they came around, bro, like, it's like when they came around, they just make you happy. Like, it's almost impossible to not be happy in their presence. Bro, and she passed away, and it's like every time I think about her, and I know I'm not the only one, but every time I think about her, I think of her just being a good person. And it's not because she died, it's because she genuinely was a good person. So there's certain people like that you just remember for being a good person. Do you want to be known as the nigga who was excuse my language? Do you want to be known as the guy who always had an attitude, the guy who was always like rude, and the guy who was always, an asshole? Do you want to be known as that guy? It all depends. If you do want to be known as that guy, then, whatever. But it all depends on what you want, and you being mindful, and you being intentional in this world that we live in, bro. Because, like I said, bro, you look up and boom, your life is gone. You're just a memory at this point. You're a memory. Only a few people, if you're lucky, is going to remember you for who you actually were. Other people are going to make up things based on what they remember. And you have to make sure that what they make up is more so on the good side, because people can make up some. I have an uncle who was in the streets and stuff like that, and I'm almost 100% sure that his story gets like a little exaggerated. Like, oh my God, he was such a demon. He da-da-da-da-da. He was just so bad. And oh my God. I'm pretty sure that gets exaggerated. But it's because he was into bad shit. So it gets exaggerated on the opposite, on the bad side. But once you're a good person, people exaggerate and say, she was the best woman in town. He was the best guy, the most generous. He'll give the clothes off his back. You want people to exaggerate about you in that way, not in the opposite way. So that's all I have to really say. This was a short video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. But make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Until next time, peace.